Well, President Trump often running, promising to unleash American energy as he pushes for more energy independence.
I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill. We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again, right to the top, and export American energy all over the world.
And Donald Trump's top energy pick emphasized the importance of atomic power.
If confirmed, will you make it a priority to build and secure our nuclear fuel supply chain?
Senator, absolutely. It is a significant hole in the U.S. arsenal right now, a technology we developed, but yet we import most of it from abroad, and most that's enriched in the U.S. is by companies that are not American companies.
That's all true. Amir Vexler is the CEO of Centrus Energy, which is leading the effort to restore America's ability to enrich uranium. And he joins us right now. Very nice to have you, Amir.
Good morning.
Okay, so, Donald Trump has been talking drill, baby, drill, but really at the same time, we should be talking about enrich, baby, enrich when it comes to our atomic power, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so explain the way it is right now. You are one of the largest providers of enriched uranium, right?
Not entirely correct. The United States used to be the largest, most dominant enrichment corporation in the world, and we have really fallen into enriching nothing. So we are now 100% dependent on foreign, mostly state-owned enterprises that are not American.
Right. So what happened to American enrichment?
Decades of competing against state-backed enterprises has really done that. If you listen to the president's campaign and how he explains where we've fallen behind, I mean, we are a textbook example. You know,
and I'm a big fan of atomic power, given everything else. And we could have a lot of it, but going back to 3 Mile Island in the movie, the China Syndrome, suddenly people go, I got no appetite for that. But you look at Europe actually, a lot of it is powered by atomic power. The federal government under Donald Trump now is about to make a determination. We need a lot of enriched uranium. But the question is, do you use the centrifuge technology from Europe or the United States? And of course, you want American.
Yes. Spoiler alert, you're absolutely right. It is true. The Trump administration and the incoming secretary will have an important decision to make. There is $3.4 billion that were passed into law by Congress wisely so that we no longer depend on others for uranium enrichment. And by the way, uranium enrichment is used not only for commercial power plants, it's used for national security. And the choice is very simple. Are we going to go with a European technology that is built in Europe, the centrifuges are built in Europe, or is it going to be an American technology that could supply national security that is built in America, relies on American workers and American skills?
Right. And I don't think a lot of people, Amir, realize that, we've relied on a lot of international technology in the past. But I heard Donald Trump yesterday talking about how the European Union, he's thinking about tariffs on them as well because they have not treated the United States fairly. It just makes sense. If we're going to enrich uranium, there's not a problem with uranium supply. It's the enriched stuff, and that's where you guys come in.
Exactly. So not a lot of people understand this, but 100% of the world enriched uranium supply, the enrichment part of it is supplied by state-owned foreign enterprises. And that, to me, is a national security issue, and that, to me, is just a security of supply issue in the U.S.
Yeah, we can't trust them, can we?
Well, they've supported the market, but if we want to be truly independent, I believe the time is right to invest in an American technology and American supply chain.
That's kind of what Donald Trump's been talking about all along. Let's see where it goes. Amir Vexler, CEO of Centrus Energy. Sir, thank you very much for explaining this. I didn't realize it.